Hello there, in this video we're going to start building out our navigation for our designs, so let's go. Okay, welcome back to the file. So in this video we're going to start building out our components and we're going to start off with the navigation. If I just scroll down, I've created a page called components, and let's go in there and let's just draw out a rough frame to begin with. Let's start thinking about how we're going to build our navigation. Okay, let me leave this frame here for a second. Let's go back into our wireframes and let's go up to our wireframes that we've got here. Let's just steal a copy of this navigation, so where it's collapsed, and this one where it's expanded. Let's just copy those, delete those out. Let's go back to our components page and let's just put them within that frame for now. Looks like that frame is way too small, so let's just expand that out. Okay, what I'm also going to go and do is go into grids. Let's just press Shift G. Yep, that's our grid there. So let's just take a copy of the grid as well. Let's go back into components. Okay, let's just pop that over there. We can use that as a reference point. Okay, so just looking again at the navigation, we have the logo section at the top, so like the header. We've got the different products or pages beneath with icons and text labels. And then at the bottom, I think we were going to do something like help. Let me just go back into wireframes. Let's go into our annotations and let's have a look. So yeah, potentially at the bottom, settings, notifications, we could put things like that in there. And then as an extra note, we needed to be able to expand and collapse the navigation. So we need to think about that as well. Okay, I've also moved a copy of that navigation here because it's got the annotations and it's easier to refer to them on this page than jumping back and forth. Okay, let's start off by listing out what we want in the navigation. So I guess to begin with, on this expanded version, I need to go one to brand elements and just take this. So we want the primary logo. We just lock that down, go back to components. Let's just put that there. We then want to start listing out our products. So let's just draft these for now. So we're probably going to land on what is the dashboard. Then we're going to have some different pages. So I'm just going to make these up for now. We're only designing for the dashboard. I'm just going to add these additional pages in just so we've got something to populate in the navigation. So we use analytics, we'll use orders. Let's see, let's use products, customers, and we'll do reports. Okay, that should be good. Okay, so we've got the logo, we've got the different pages, then we're going to have this lower section here. What did we say we were going to put? So we've got settings, notifications. We also need to do how to expand and collapse the navigation. Okay, maybe we're going to have some kind of icon where you can expand and collapse the navigation. So let's just put it to the right of the logo for now. Okay, moving down, so let's move down to this lower section. So we've got all of these different pages clustered together. And then moving down, probably near the bottom, we're going to have, let's say, notifications, settings. Let's also put help in there as well. Okay, so that's a rough draft. Let's take it a step further. Now, each of these pages really needs to have some kind of icon because when we collapse it, it's then going to go into this collapsed version and we're just going to have the icons showing. Okay, let's just go ahead. I'm pretty sure I said in icons, yeah, we're going to use the feather icon set. So go back to components. Let's go into here, type feather icons, hit enter. Okay, so first of all, we've got dashboard. So let's just type in home. That will do. So let's pop that up there. Analytics. Okay, maybe we don't do that. Let's think, what else can we type? Chart. Yep, let's use this one for now. Okay, that seems good. Orders, well, I think we're probably going to do, it's probably going to be like the shopping cart, so I think that's fine. Let's pop that there. Products, let's just type products. Nope, nothing there. Let's try box, maybe. Yep, okay, so we could use that. That can be for our products. Okay, customers, let's just type in user and see what comes up. Yeah, I guess we can use that one. Cool, that's good. Reports, let's try report. No, let's try file. Okay, that sounds good. Let's use that one. Okay, that's the top section. Let's go down. So we've got notifications. So I guess with notifications it's usually a bell, isn't it? So let's click on that. Could use that. Settings. I would hope there's some kind of cog. Yep, there we go. And for help, I'm guessing it'll be some kind of question mark. Yeah, there we go. So we can use that one as well. Great, okay, that's a rough draft so far. Actually thinking about it a bit further, what are we going to use for this icon up here? So let me go back to feather icons. Okay, so let's type in maybe arrows. Let's try chevron. Yeah, so let's maybe use this. So let me just take 2 copies, take both. So we've got, close that. So that could be to collapse, that could be to expand. Just pop that up there, just write a note, so expand icon. Okay, so now we've got a rough layout. Let me just box this in a little bit more so we can do this in stages. Let's go over to here, let me just draw out another frame. And let's just take one of these options. So let's just take dashboard, and what I want to try and do is I imagine all of these options are probably going to be pretty much the same. And when I say the same, they've got an icon, they've got a label, and the states that they're probably going to have, so default, hover, focus, active, and so on, they're probably going to be the same across this menu. So let's build out that component first. Right, okay, what I will do first is, let me just take all these icons, which are, hopefully I've got them selected there. Copy those, go into the icons page, let me just paste them in. Okay, let's try that again because they are all broken. Let's go components, let's copy. Okay, so I've only selected a few of these, so let's try this again. Okay, let's go in here, let's press paste. Okay, so we're going to use what Feather Icons has provided us in terms of naming. Let's go up here into component options, let's create multiple components. It's fine, let's press Shift A, let's change the auto layout so it goes horizontal. Let me just rename that, Command R, and let's just name that icons for now. Okay, sounds good. So these are all components, perfect. Let me just steal this one, which is the home. Let's go back to our components page, go back over here, let me paste that in, and I'm assuming, yeah, so I can swap out to all these different icons now. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it in this video, use icon slots, but something to consider when you're building and scaling a large system, because then you have control over the sizing of the icons. But yeah, something I've done in previous videos, I'll try and link to a card above so you can see that related video for that content. Anyway, let's keep going. So we've got our icon, we just option click and drag, take this. So let's just set some variables here. Okay, let's also set the color. I think we set it to neutral 800. So we've got inter, regular, 14, neutral, yeah, neutral 800. Let me just check in typography. So yeah, that all looks about right. Okay, let me just select these 2 options, press Shift A. So now they're in an auto layout. Let's just change the space between 2, let's change it to 12. Let's just change the horizontal padding to, let's see, let's do 20. And let's do the vertical padding to, let's say 16 for now. Okay, so let's say that's the first state done. Let's just put default in here. Let's just go down and, I mean, we can get rid of that now, so we've used that. Let's do default, where are we? So we've got hover, focus, active, and let's do disabled. Oops. Okay, so that's the first one. Option click and drag. Let me just rename that as well, actually, to default. Okay, next one, Command R, hover. If I can spell properly, okay, try that again, hover. Okay, so onto hover, let's just add a fill. Let's go to neutral and let's just slowly scale this up for now. We use some of the grays, I think that'll be fine. So let's use neutral 20. Let me option click and drag, Command R, let's change that to focus. Okay, let me just go back to neutral 0 for focus, and actually I should probably do that on the default as well, so neutral 0. Okay, on the focus we're going to go into the stroke and let's go in here. Let's type in neutral. We're going to go 900, 2 pixels. Yep, so that's going to be the focus. I kind of want to soften these borders a little bit, so let me just add a radius in here of 4, just to round off those corners slightly. Okay, active. Let me just take a copy of the hover, Command R, let's type active. Okay, so for that fill, we're going to do, let's see, maybe N40, slightly darker. Again, this is just me testing at the moment. We might change these into some of the brand colors that we've got up here, so we could use the primary or secondaries. For now, I'm just trying to build out the component just so I've got the different states that I need. Okay, let's just get to the last one and then we should be done. So disabled, let's go ahead and let's see. So we want to drop that down to maybe neutral, let's see, neutral 10. And then for the icon and the text, we should probably drop those down as well. Let's go neutral, let's try 50. Yeah, let's do the same for this one. Click off. Okay, one thing I have noticed, let me just go back to icons and let's just select all of these. They don't actually have an assigned color, so for now I'm just going to do neutral and do 800, and that will match the text that we're using, because I think going in the typography, yeah, these are neutral 800, 800. Then I think when we go to the larger ones, it's 9. Yeah, that should be fine. I just want to make sure we're using our colors. Okay, let's just rename this one to disabled, and then I think we've got a first draft. So let's select all of these elements, go into create component options, create multiple components. Let's combine them as variants as well. Let's give this a name of navigation for now, or navigation items. I think that would be fine. Let's go in here. Let's just add states. Let's go into settings, and I always like to organize these so they're in the correct order. Okay, great. So that's good. So yeah, when you've got an instance of it, when you click on the drop down, that's nice and ordered. Okay, one thing I would like to do is let's click on the text. Let's click on multi-edit variants, and let's go and apply a variable or property. Let's click on the plus. Let's just rename that to label. And what I might do is just put that as label as well. Click on create, that should be fine. So yeah, so we've also got the control now of being able to overtype the label with what we need. Let me just shift A on this as well, so we've got it in an order. I just want to multi-edit the label again. I want to go to appearance and I just want to click on plus, and I'm just going to put label here, and for now I'll leave it as true. I'll create the property. Yeah, so now when I go in here I get a toggle. It is a bit clunky, so let me just go in here. Let's just move that up. Probably rename this as well. Okay, we can always do has label. Just going to select all of these elements and just do the width to hug. Let me just check if that's reflected, so when I add the label that then expands. That's what I wanted it to do for now. Okay, let me just rename this frame just to tidy things up. So it's navigation. Okay, now we've got the navigation items component. So let's do the expanded version first. Let me just go ahead and let's just have a look here. So we're in our grid, expanded navigation. Okay, maybe I should give this a color. So I just want it to snap in line with the grid. Okay, let's aim to fit the expanded navigation into something that's about this size. So let me just copy and paste that for now. Let's go back into the frame. Let's paste that in. Let's change that color for the moment because that's not good. Let's do neutral 20 for the moment. Okay, let me get rid of that instance there. Let's just take a copy of this, which is the default. Let's paste it in here. Let's shift A and let me just drag this out a little bit further. Okay, so I want a minimum width here, so I want that to be 234 because then that meets our grid. Let's go ahead and let's see what color are we at. So we're neutral 0. Let's do the same here. Okay. Did we have any kind of border on this? I feel like we did. Looks like there's a slight border on there, so we can always add that in. So let's go into stroke. Let's go here. Let's just choose the right side only. Let's choose this. Type in neutral. Let's just start to add in like a subtle border just there for our sidebar. Okay, so top section, let's just move the whole thing over here for the moment. So this is what we want to build in terms of structure. So let's start with the easy part. Let's just duplicate these out and let's start to rename these. Okay, so now the bottom three options. So we've got reports there. So let's do notifications, settings, help. Okay, let's go ahead and let's change up these icons. Okay, that's great. So we've got the icons in there. We do need the logo here at the top. Let me just paste that in, move that up. Okay, so let's start clustering these inside here. So let's Shift A on these. Where's that gone? Okay, there we go, Command R. We'll do this as secondary menu. Okay, let's grab all of these. Let's Shift A. Let's rename this to main menu. Okay, let's just grab the logo, Shift A, and let's rename this to header. Okay, we still need to put the arrows in here because this is the expanded version. So let me just grab this icon. Let's go in here, add that in, and we need that icon. Do we even have that? Let's see. No. So let's add that in here. So Command V. Okay, that's not the right icon. Let's go back into components. Let's just grab this one. Actually, let's grab both because I need both directions. So let me grab both of those into icons, paste them in, and let's select both of these and let's just create them as components. Okay, that's done. Okay, so now I should be able to access that here. Yep, great. So on the header, let's set it to fill. Let's set it to horizontal on the auto layout. Let's center it, double click, pushes them apart. And that'll be how we do the expand and collapse with that icon, so that's good. Okay, let me go ahead and let's just grab a copy of the grid, pop it down here. I just want to delete that out and let me just pull this into here. So sits nicely within the grid. Let's just add a min height of 1024 for now, just so it spans this entire viewport. So on the wireframes you can see we've got the logo, the main menu. I guess the secondary options will be down here, but there's a bit of a gap there, then it all crunched together. So if I go in here into, rename this to, I'll put it as expanded for now. So if I go into the auto layout and double click, that's going to evenly distribute the items within the auto layout. What I will need to do is group these two items. So if I wrap these in a container, just for now. Okay, so we probably don't need 200 pixels between. Let's just change that. Okay, let me just expand that a little bit more. Let's do 32. Let's just make sure these are set as well. So we'll do 24 and 24. Okay, that seems to be getting there. Let me just change the state of this component because that's the page that we're on, so that can be active. I think I'm just going to adjust that slightly, just active to N30. Feels a bit softer. Okay, so looking at the navigation, still looks a little bit tight at the moment, so let's go in and let's make some adjustments. So let's see what we have here. Let's go into the container that's called expanded. Let's zero out the 24 pixels because I want to push these menu items right to the edge. However, I don't really want to push the header all the way to the edge, so let me go in and let's set it to 20. Let's zero out the vertical padding. Just make sure that's pushed out. Yeah, that's pushed out. Okay, that feels a little bit better. I don't think there's any spacing between. Okay, there is. So there's 8 pixels. Let's change that because we can tighten that up. Let's do that to 4. Zero everything else out. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Okay, let's go with that for now. Let's see. Let me just turn on the grids. Make sure everything is behaving. Okay, good. That looks good. Shift G, let's turn it off. Let's just duplicate this down here. Let me just take this because I realize this isn't a component yet. Let me put it up here. Press Command Option K. That's expanded. So let's move that there for now. I'm going to Option click and drag to grab another version. I'm going to detach it. So we'll rename that collapsed. Command Option K. There we go. Let's click on both of these elements. Let's combine them. Let's just call this navigation. Okay, let's just move a few things around because it's getting quite busy. Okay, so collapsed is going to be slightly different. So what do we want for collapsed? Let's have a look. So just the icons, let's just read the notes. So we've got how to expand and collapse. We've added the settings and notifications beneath. List of products. Yeah, logo at the top. Okay, I think we're good there. Okay, let's just leave that version there for now. Let's just bring it in here, bring it into the grid. Okay, let me just detach this so I can play around with the styling. Let's press Shift G for the grid. Okay, I'm just going to need to remove the fixed width. Let's just bring that in. Let's see, we probably want to go to about there. Is that right? 115. Okay, so let's start with the top. So logo, we don't want the primary logo, we want the brand mark. Okay, we probably need to change this header around slightly. So let's do it vertical. Okay, let's put the arrows on the top. Let's do this, change the arrows so they are on the right to expand. The logo there, let's center everything. Okay, we'll worry about the spacing in a moment. Let's just go through these options here. Let's just turn off has label. I'll just press Shift G so I can see what I'm doing. Let's change fill to hug. Let's change this so it centers them. Okay, let's just change the spacing here because that's too tight. Let's do 32 for now. Let's just check. I guess where possible, I just want to reuse everything in the same component. So just turning the label off, we can probably use the existing states, which is good. Let's go for that. Let's do the same with these. So select all of these, take off has label, set fill to hug. Let's go into the secondary menu, center everything. Yeah, let me just turn off the menus. Let's press Shift G. Yeah, that seems to align nicely to the grid, so that's good. Shift G. So this navigation down here is detached. I'm just going to quickly update what we have here for the collapsed, just so it reflects and looks like what we have here. So I'll be 2 seconds. Okay, so I've updated the navigation component here. So we've got our expanded and we've got our collapsed. That all seems to be working now. So let me just delete out this frame. I think this uses the component. Nope. Let's just bring this up. Okay, let me just take a copy of the expanded. Let's delete this out. Command V. Let's pop in this component here. Alright, so we've got, let's press Shift G, so we've got our expanded and then we've got our collapsed when we do this, so we can toggle between them nice and easy. So yeah, really simple. That should work okay, and it should work in line with our grid. So yeah, that snaps nicely to that point, and then when I do the expanded, then that snaps to another grid point as well. Okay, great. I think we've made a mess, but we've made progress, so that's really good. Okay, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to tidy up this page and just get rid of any of the mess that we don't actually need now. So I'll see you in a sec. Okay, there we go. We've tidied up the page, got rid of all the clutter, and I've just simply put it inside a frame called navigation. We've got the navigation items down here, and then we've got the main navigation that we'll use up here. I'm just going to leave a desktop grid to the right-hand side just in case we want to play around with it or potentially use it as we're building out more components. Okay, so for now we're done here. Let's just scroll back up and let's go to the wireframes page a second. So yeah, in the next video let's focus and let's start building out some of these UI cards that we can use on our dashboard. Okay, that's it for this video. Thanks for getting to the end. So like, subscribe, all the things, and I will see you in the next video. Well done for getting to the end of the video. So for the rest of the day, usual snack, ready to go. I did find these, so that's a result, marshmallows. So looking forward to those in the afternoon. Anyway, whatever you're doing, have a great day. Check out the website, designwithmitch.com, if you need any more information or if you want to get in touch. And yeah, if you need any help, drop some comments below. Always good to hear from you. So have a great rest of the day. I'll see you in the next one.